In September 1982, a wave of inexplicable deaths swept across Chicago, leaving families shattered and investigators baffled. The victims appeared to have nothing in common, except for one chilling detail. Each had taken a capsule of extra-strength Tylenol. What should have been a simple remedy for aches and pains became a weapon of mass terror, and a city was plunged into panic. This is the story of the Chicago Tylenol Murders, a case that changed how the world sees consumer safety forever. On the morning of September 29, 1982, Mary Kellerman, a 12-year-old girl from Elk Grove Village, woke up complaining of a sore throat. Her parents gave her a Tylenol capsule, expecting it to ease her discomfort. Instead, Mary collapsed, dying shortly after. Hours later, Adam Janus, a 27-year-old postal worker, suddenly died in Arlington Heights after taking Tylenol for mild chest pain. His grieving family gathered at his home to mourn, unaware that they were stepping into the same danger. That afternoon, Adam's brother Stanley and sister-in-law Teresa took capsules from the same bottle, and both were dead within minutes. By the end of the day, more deaths followed. Panic began to spread as the connection between Tylenol and the sudden fatalities became undeniable. Authorities discovered the capsules were laced with potassium cyanide, a lethal poison capable of killing within minutes. The realization that someone had deliberately poisoned an over-the-counter medication sent shockwaves through Chicago and the nation. With no idea who was behind the poisonings or where they might strike next, fear gripped Chicago. Store shelves were emptied as people discarded their Tylenol in droves. Parents scoured their medicine cabinets, terrifying on the invisible threat lurking within. For the first time, the safety of a common household item was questioned. The investigation was massive, but maddeningly slow. Cyanide-laced capsules were found in multiple bottles across different stores, suggesting a calculated citywide attack. Yet, there were no discernible patterns. No specific store chain, neighborhood, or victim demographic. The randomness of the crime made everyone feel like a potential target. Authorities worked around the clock, analyzing packaging and distribution routes, searching for fingerprints, and interviewing store employees. Johnson & Johnson, the maker of Tylenol, issued an immediate recall of 31 million bottles, an unprecedented move at the time. Public announcements warned against taking Tylenol, fueling the paranoia further. Then came the taunting. The FBI received a letter demanding $1 million to stop the killings. Though it was dismissed as a hoax, the note added to the tension. Every tip led to a dead end. Every day, without answers, deepened the collective fear. Despite the largest investigation of its kind, the person responsible for the Chicago Tylenol murders was never caught. Tylenol murders suspects emerged, including James William Lewis, who sent the extortion letter. While Lewis was convicted of attempted extortion, there was no evidence linking him to the poisonings. In the years following the murders, the case grew cold. The killer's motive remained a mystery, leaving a community haunted by the absence of justice. Families of the victims were left with unimaginable grief and unanswered questions, while the public struggled with the unsettling knowledge that such a crime could happen and that the predator could vanish without a trace. However, the case had one lasting impact. It revolutionized product safety. In response, tamper-evident seals and child-proof packaging became industry standards, drastically reducing the likelihood of a similar crime. The Chicago Tylenol Murders not only changed the way medicine was packaged, but also instilled a deep awareness of customer safety that persists to this day. The Chicago Tylenol Murders remain one of America's most chilling unsolved crimes. The randomness of the poisoning and the anonymity of the killer made it unequally terrifying, a reminder of how a single act of malice can ripple through a community and leave a legacy of fear. The poisoner may never have been caught, but their actions forever alter the way we live our lives today, transforming a simple act of taking medicine into a cautionary tale of trust and vigilance. As the years pass, the unanswered question lingers: who was the monster behind the capsules, and why did they choose to unleash their terror on the unexpecting people of Chicago?